Daunted by your to-do list? Personal concierge Tarra Stubbins handles a lot of them for her clients. She joins us now with tips on how to set and achieve your goals while still protecting your mental health. Because it's like we want to be busy, but studies have shown that busyness is no good for us.
No, and I think it's an epidemic right now in the modern world. We are so busy, we're rushing everywhere, but where are we going and why are we in such a hurry? It's actually interesting. Mental Health Awareness Month has been around since 1949, which I found fascinating that it's been around for such a long time. And every year they do a theme. So for instance, in 2020, it was Thrive, to survive, which I find very fitting. And
2020, yes.
And this year it's Back to Basics, which I also find very fitting because I feel like we're, speeding up and doing everything with, we were just talking about AI and technology, and it's just kind of a great time to reset and rethink and just get back to basics.
Mm-hmm. And you even think with technology and coming out of the pandemic, we have I have days now where I have 3 meetings after work, right? And it's because they're all Zoom. And people think, well, you're home and let's do back to back to back to back. And it's like, never before would I have done 3 meetings in a day.
No, and it's true. And technology is actually making us, as we said, more busy, more on top of things, more people can actually approach us and get into our time, and we can't protect our time ourselves. And it's actually interesting. I found this fascinating as well. The productivity app world is worth $8.14 billion right now. So that's a lot of people trying to help us be productive and get in our space. But, it's all about protecting our own space and what we can do to just, protect our own mental health.
Okay. So let's break that down. How do you protect yourself as an employer?
Yeah, so as an employer, so you obviously want to protect your staff and what you're doing in as a whole, as an organization. I think it's really important to step back and take a look of how much you're actually pushing on your workforce and what you're asking them, and getting away from this productivity means busyness, which I find is very distracting in the workspace
and can lead to burnout. So what about as an employee?
As an employee, I think it's very important to remember that you're not alone and to speak out. So if you're feeling burnt out or really busy for no reason, I think it's really important that you actually go to someone, whether it's HR or your coworker or whatever it is, and just explain to them that we need to actually get to the bottom of why we're feeling busy.
And what about as a family?
Families are also great. So again, open communication. I think families set a lot of goals, as kind of the parents or the one parent, and not trickle it down to the kids. And the kids really need to get involved as well. So open communication, really understand what your goals are as a family and how you can move forward as kind of one cohesive unit.
Right, and maybe that's not just one parent or both parents doing all of the work, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like give kids chores.
Exactly. And again, get back to basics. Go to a family calendar, an analog calendar.
Yeah, one that's up on the wall or on the fridge.
One that's up on the wall. And if you're a busy family out, all the time, it's great to have one shared, digital calendar and not everyone kind of operating in silos and on their own.
You made up a good board here about, look after yourself.
Yeah, so it's actually really interesting. People a lot of the times they're focusing on their goals and they're focusing on their end goals, and they kind of get lost in, what is in the future and not what they're doing right now in the present, and celebrating what's going on. And if you actually took the time to just kind of disengage from the rest of the world and focus on yourself for 2-3 months, it's amazing what you can actually accomplish.
Right, and you see what you've done already.
Yeah, and you can set boundaries. We see this actually in athletes, or I work with a lot of celebrities. So, they focus on one thing. They focus on their end goal, but they come inside themselves and they don't let the rest of the world influence them. It's like athletes who are, training for the Olympics or the Stanley Cup.
Okay, we're running out of time here. The clock is setting our goals for us. We'll get all your socials up on our website, chch.com/morninglive. Thanks again.
Thanks.